guys, you are supposed to pay.
Right. Take out your wallet, put down the card,
yeah,
and you're done. It's
fantastic.
Right.
That
and I'll
easy.
go home.
Previously on AMC's The Walking Dead.
Say one of your dating commandments, you have a whole bunch of them, right? Let the man take the lead and let him pay. Now, take the lead when he's dancing, yes, but why does a man have to pay?
Well, for the first rule is when you pay as a man, I'm going to give, nurture, love, and totally service you downstairs. I'm not going to service you if I have to pay, because then I become the man, okay? And then we're no longer going to have sex because I lost interest. I just closed my legs.
See, now, that does not sound right to me. First of all,
it's true, though.
It's very retro in a way. It's like Mad Men time, you know? And when I first met my guy, I split the bill with him on the date because I didn't
You
want...
went Dutch?
Yep.
Really?
And believe me, the sex was great. So I don't think that it has anything to do with it.
Well, a lot of psychology today proves otherwise, but I can understand you. You're a very strong woman, and not everybody's like you. But a lot of women today, even though they're making money in corporate America, they want to be treated like a lady, and they wanted to be, you know, sit back, relax. At the end of the day, turn your brain off and just like have a good time. And if they have to worry about the bills being paid, they become the man, and then the guy becomes their son.
What? Really?
Yeah, and then they have sex with their son.
What if the guy needs to de-stress and wants her to pick up the check and take care of him?
We have a
that
4-to-1
night?
rule. Every 4 times a man takes you out, you give back on the 5th time. So it could be cooking dinner, it could be cleaning his shirts, it could be taking him out as well.
You know,
So beautiful.
You want to win all the gift cards down below? All you gotta do is hit the like, subscribe, turn notifications on, leave a comment down below, and enjoy the video.
What is up with dudes today? Dudes! Guys, men, male figures, people that are your friends that have penises. When did it become okay for a guy to allow a girl on a date to split the tab? When? What happened to chivalry? Call the locksmith! That was for men in tights. It had nothing to do with chivalry. Where did it go? I went on a date. I think it was a date. Might have just been a hangout because the line is so blurred. I went on a date with somebody and I threw my card down towards the end because that's the polite thing to do when you're a girl, and the polite thing to do when you're a guy is to not accept my card.
Whatever.
Why don't guys know that that's the thing? I know that it's weird that we play a couple of different games with them, which is like, don't open the door for us, we got it ourselves, but open the door for us.
Whatever.
Why aren't dads of America teaching their little tiny nuggets how to treat a lady?
Success is impossible.
Guys, do you have deal breakers? I hate that I'm even saying deal breaker. Sorry, that was offensive. I feel like there are no deal breakers for girls because most girls that I know have a job, are working hard, are pretty, they try hard, they do whatever they can to make the guy that they're dating happy, but men? No! It's like the plague when they have the ability to impress a woman. Talk to my neighbor, my handsome neighbor that I once kissed on the face that we don't talk about. He took a lady to the Book of Mormon, expensive, cocktails, expensive, then dinner, I think might have happened before that. He checked out at like a $700 bill. What? I can't even get a guy to buy me a Peroni. Oh. That's a delightful beer. If you're 21, don't drink it if you're not 21. I have no idea what the solution is. Do we ask the dads of future generations to educate their sons on how to take care of a lady? Or do we just assume that everybody that you date is going to lowball you until you meet a handsome Persian man willing to buy you bottle service?
You're an idiot!
Which I'm totally accepting offers for. You have to put a little bit of effort in, guys. You have to. This red lipstick, that's me putting effort in. Yeah, sometimes it gets on my teeth. So what? I have beaver teeth. That's probably not that attractive, which is probably why I don't get.
The bill comes and you go Dutch. What do you say, audience? No date?
No date, never, and you will never get a date.
Ladies, never pay on a first date again. Don't offer to pay. Don't do the fake reach. And definitely don't go Dutch.
Should you offer to pay on the first date? Hell to the no. This is the one thing I am adamant about.
I think that it's nice to offer, but I do think there is the assumption that the man will pay on a date, but I also think there's the other belief that whoever asks pays.
The first date, I think the men should always pay. That is just a rule I stick by, but the woman should always offer. However, if the man accepts, I'm thinking to myself, I'm not going to see you again. And I've had those standoffs before where a guy just stares and tells me, well, you know, I'm sure you do pretty well. You get this one, I'll get the next. And I'm thinking, you are not dating material.
Dumbest question I ever heard. Women should never pay for dates. And it's like Chris Rock said, I'm going to quote him, I'm giving him credit. Dick is free. Pussy's expensive.
Too much in love to admit they're too cheap. Guys apparently wrestling with their women and their wallets because a new poll shows more men want women to chip in when they go out. Apparently, women are not as keen about this. To Michelle and Hadley and Steve on what they make of this. Hadley?
Oh, man, you're going to call me old-fashioned, Neil, but I still think that a man should pay. If he asks you out on a date, if it's the first date, then I expect a man to pay because, listen, we've got a lot of customs and sort of unspoken rules in the dating world, and while many things can change about gender roles and many things can change about the economy, there's still some value to having those customs in place.
What if you ask the guy?
I probably wouldn't do that, Neil.
Well, you probably don't need to. Michelle, what do you make of that?
Ugh, men these days, Neil. Absolutely. The woman is not supposed to pay. If you're courting a lady, you're the one who's supposed to pay. If you're the one who's initiating this date, which is usually the males initiating the date, they're the ones who have to pay for it. I understand we're in a bad economy. We have 7.6% unemployment, but there's no excuse. There's no excuse to make the woman pay.
Yeah, but the guys aren't doing that great. You guys actually in this workforce are doing better. So pony up, you cheapskates. What do you think of that?
No, I'm going to agree with Hadley. There are certain, I'm old-fashioned. There are certain traditions. I think that you should treat a woman to a nice date and not make her pay.
Maybe the
When should a guy or shouldn't a guy pick up the check before you get a chance?
I'm going to be a little contradictory here because I view myself as an independent
roar,
woman.
But, yeah, okay.
But at the same time, I'm old school like that. I think the guy should pay. And I always offer, but if they actually took me up on it, I would find that, you know, that would be a check in the no box for a second date.
Now, when it hangs out there on the table, you're like, I can wait you out? Like, how does it work?
Yeah, no, it can be a little awkward sometimes. But look, I think it's the right thing to do to offer, but I like a guy to be a little chivalrous.
Exactly.
There are ways, though, to go on a nice date without having to spend a lot of money. Going to a free museum, going to the park, making food yourself, making dinner. There are ways to save money without making the woman pay.
You sound like Alan Alda with a dress. I cannot believe you just said that. But Hadley, I would. That was a joke. I didn't want you to get you angry, and nor do I want to get Mr. Alda. But I will say this: what are the expectations after the first few dates? To Steve's point here, that after a while you are then, let's say, in simpatico, you both really get along, you know it's promising, then what's wrong with saying, all right, pay up, Hadley?
There's nothing wrong, and I think after it's established that you're in a dating relationship, as women, we should offer to pay because, look, in this economy, a study showed that in urban areas, young, single, childless women are actually out-earning their male peers by about 8%. So
yeah, but you're still holding them out, these poor, underpaid SOBs. You're still forcing them to pay up and bringing them further, into poverty.
As a social custom, though, sometimes the question of did the man pay on that first outing helps to distinguish between a casual meal among friends and what's really a date. So I think that these social customs that we have in place, again, they help signal to us where a relationship stands and help us avoid some of the awkwardness that comes with that unsureness.
Well, see, I was such a loser at school. I would offer posters at school saying, "We'll pay for life." But nothing. But Michelle, I mean, the economic environment has changed, right? I mean, women are doing a lot better now in a lot of areas and industries. They're doing much better. So aren't the old rules gone? Aren't the kind of customs that we had in the early days gone?
No, I mean, I think once you get into a serious relationship, then you can talk about, splitting the check and paying for certain things. But I think on the first few dates, absolutely not. The man is supposed to pay.
So where's the cutoff for you, Michelle? I mean, you're stringing the guy along for how long before you say, ta-ta?
Maybe this is why I'm
thank
single.
You, Steve.